Justice League Salvation, Episode 4, Morality of Monsters. Written by Akash Jones, with the help of ETR Films, Huxleyberg, and Batbricks Animations. Fade in to see a large dark room. Gray walls are surrounded by debris, and our heroes, Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Aquaman, lie amongst the dust and rocks. Superman lies under a large pile of junk. He lifts the rock up Wait, what if we screw up? Do we just continue?
No, just keep going.
We leave this in?
There are no brakes on the JLS train.
It's such a train wreck. Okay. He lifts the rock off his legs and hurdles it away. He walks off over... So stupid. He walks over to the others, lifting heavy rubble and freeing his friends. As he moves the last piece, freeing Wonder Woman, the others look around the room trying to find an exit in the crumbled factory. Where are we? Surveying the room. The last thing I remember, we were in the watchtower. I got us out after the explosion.
Well, I thought he was dead.
Hey, we don't focus on like facts, okay, Alex? Don't let the truth
keep going. My bad. No more peanut gallery, I swear.
Of course. Come on, Alex. Where's John? I don't remember, but I was sure I got everyone out. Well, I feel like that'd be an important detail to get right, but okay.
Nah, just don't worry about it, yeah.
Nah. Well, what now? Let's get out of here. Gotham City is in ruins. Bodies lay throughout the dust and rubble of the fallen buildings around it. Dust clouds fill the air, and a boulder moves out of place from the front of a factory. From behind the boulder, our 5 heroes emerge, Superman leading in front of them.
Gotham City. What happened here? It's been destroyed. I need to find Bruce. He'll know what's going on. From the clouds in front of them, screams are heard, then followed by gunshots. Oh, you should totally do like sound effects when I'm speaking and vice versa.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Well, I have a feeling we won't have to look very far. Out of the cloud, the Batman emerges. He's covered in blood and dust. He sees the League and looks at them with awe. Bruce. Batman takes off his cowl and drops it to the dirt below him. We see black-haired Bruce Wayne beneath. A tear drops from his eye. Rosebud. Clark. Hal, Diana. Bruce and Clark run at each other. They clash chests and hands. Wait, what?
As you do.
And slightly crying at the same time.
Clashing chests with an old chum after a little while.
Is that like a chest? Okay, whatever. How are you still alive? Barry saved us before the explosion, but John didn't make it.
Oh, looks down. I'm sorry. Don't be. We know that what we do is dangerous, and there is always a price to pay. No, I should have done something more. I only realized so late. They caught us all off guard so quickly. Every retouched scumbag you can think of. Luther, Joker, Sinestro. They attempted to launch a weapon called the Brainiac on the city. Attempted? Yes, I assembled what was left of our kind. Green Arrow, Shazam, the Young Justice League. We fought like heck, and I managed to take control of the Brainiac before it destroyed the entire city and turned against its own. But the consequences were devastating.
Dun dun.
So, you did this? You destroyed the city? You probably killed more people than you saved, you silly goose. I'm sorry, did you not hear me? If I didn't do what I did, there wouldn't even be a this. You should be... The Flash walks up to Bruce and punches him in the face. Need my sound effect, Alex? Come on.
Oh.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. Alright, Bruce hits the rocky ground below him, blood streaming from his face. Green Lantern pulls him and holds him back. But Bruce gets up and strikes his chest, so the Flash flies out of the Lantern's grip and onto the ground. Bruce puts his dirty boot up against the Flash's neck.
Listen, boy. While you idiots were too busy trying to figure out if I had all of a sudden started running around on a killing spree, I was down here fighting a goddamn war. Oh.
I gotta censor that now.
Okay, whatever.
My channel, PG.
So you should be grateful, because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have had an Earth to come back to. All right, that's enough, Bruce. Keeping his boot on the Flash. Enough? You don't know what enough is. I've had to fight to protect everything, while you and your pals are too busy drawing up a conspiracy theory, which should have figured out from the enough. Bruce releases his hold on the Flash and steps back. Flash gets up. I could have gotten out of that if I wanted to. Oh, grow up. We have work to do. What might that be? Meet me at the back of the Batcave and we'll talk there. The Flash speeds off. Sound effect.
Oh. Woo!
Green Lantern and Wonder Woman shoot into the air. Aquaman walks towards the dust, looking back at Bruce and Superman as he does. Bruce picks up his cowl and looks over at Superman.
Bruce, I'm glad to see you, but what the heck was that? He needs to learn to shut his mouth. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. Oh, you should have done that. I should let you.
Oh, my bad. Ah!
There you go. Meet at the cave. Takes a remote out of his belt and clicks it.
Click.
And the engine sounds.
Bah, 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 bah.
In the distance as it gets closer. We have a lot of work to do. Batmobile emerges out of the dust clouds. Batman walks over to it and the entrance hatch opens, I should say. Bruce! Oh, that's not Batman's line. Bruce! Bruce looks back. Just give us the marching orders and let us do the work. Have a rest from this. You have more than earned it. Not a chance. Bruce drops into the Batmobile and drives straight into the clouds. Humph! Shoots up into the air. Phew! The League walk through the doors of the cave. They pass the Bat computers and Wonder Woman looks over to one of the screens which flashes with a red blip saying Nightwing. But as Wonder Woman realizes the others have passed her, she follows on.
The five go over to table, much like that of one in his now destroyed watchtower. They all sit, and Bruce walks into the room, walking over to the table, throwing his cowl on the back computer in the process. After the fight, we went around, taking numbers and figuring out who survived the Brainiac. It turns out a few actually did. Didn't show any of this, but that's fine, whatever. Climax. Bruce sits at the table. He hits a button and a projector pops up in the middle, showing images of Lex Luthor, Bane, and Captain Cold. Lex Luthor, the man who orchestrated the entire plan himself, cowered out after he realized that his own creation had turned on him. Current location unknown. Bane helped Luthor build the Brainiac. Was heavily wounded after a run-in with Supergirl, but was sighted escaping the war zone by his civvy. Last but not least, Captain Cold. The young Justice had him covered until he, well, take a guess. Location is unknown. Well, we sure have a lot of work cut out for us. What about the others? The government will be taking them to a secret facility run by Argus, the Argus organization. Argus prison. The dark room only lit by a single lamp overhead. 3 people, bagged over the head and wearing orange jumpsuits, are lined against a dark wall. Is it a Suicide Squad? Meters in front of them, 3 soldiers. Meters in front of them, 3 soldiers covered in black army gear raise their weapons. The two on the left and right fire, and their targets hit the floor. The one in the center stands untouched. The soldiers grab the man and drag him away. In the dark room with a table in the center, 2 chairs are placed directly across from one another. In one, Amanda Waller lays a file in front of her and looks up as the bagged man comes through the door and is dropped into the chair by the soldiers.
They take off the bag off his head, revealing the Joker!
Bum bum!
Do you know who I am? The Joker replies with absolute silence. Basically, he doesn't reply. Do you want to get out of here, or would you rather be with your friends? Which ones? The dead ones back in that room, or the ones who will have me out here in a little under a week? I think you've mistaken this place for a prison, Joker!
Dun dun.
Rests back into his chair. And I think you will underestimate me. Oh, I think you underestimate me, Amanda Waller. Surprised? Oh, I could give you a way out. An opportunity. One that benefits both sides of the table. I'm listening. Interior Batcave Night. And who gave that order? Me. While you were knocked out and I had some of the most dangerous criminals at my feet. We need to track them down, starting with Luthor. Once we have other locations, we will strike simultaneously, taking them out at the same time so that one doesn't warn the others. Me and Arthur will handle Bane, Hal and Barry will go after Cold, Diana and Clark will track down Luthor.
Where do we start, Detective? Bane and Cold will be trackable at street level. As for Luthor, he's probably cowered back to Metropolis, using LexCorp as his personal fort. I'm sure we all know where to start looking, so let's get to work. All 6 get out of their chairs. Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, Flash head for the door, while Bruce and Aquaman head towards the back computer.
They're getting
Have
down
any
business.
ideas? Bruce sits at the back computer. Aquaman stands before him. Bane has 8 main hideouts. Jesus.
How? How does he have that many? And
He has a really good real estate agent.
How do they know about all these hideouts, but they've done nothing to...
He knows I have the location of 4 of them. Oh, okay.
Oh.
That kind of answers your question.
Kind
So he
of,
would
but like,
only
why haven't
use...
they taken care of them by now?
So he would only
I'm
use
nitpicking, what should I say?
those for bait. And right now, I think he'd rather avoid the spotlight than jump into it. The other 4 I've never visited. Visited, yes. Okay. One is on the coast of Metropolis. Scout that. You scout that one. If you don't turn anything up there, then the second is on Stryker's Island. I'll check the other 2. One is here in central Gotham. The other by Port Adams. Aquaman heads for the door, and Bruce picks up his cowl, moving towards the Batplane. Aquaman stops at the door. Bruce, wait! Standing on the wing, Bruce looks at Aquaman as he slides right into them DMs.
Oh my god. Take it easy on Barry, okay? Batman looks at Aquaman before stepping into the Batplane. Exterior, Gotham Central night. Batman drops into the empty street as the Batwing flies away. Come on, I need a sound. Batwing. That's what I want to hear. Buildings surround him and rubbish litters in... Wait, what? Batman... Blech! Buildings surround him and rubbish litters the streets. Okay, he looks down to the manhole in front of him and pries it open with his bare hand. Interior sewers night. Batman drops down into the sewers. A tunnel leads ahead and behind him. Okay, that's a weird way to say it. Batman takes a small box out of his belt. A bright blue beam scans the large tunnel in front of him, and he reaches to his cowl to turn on the radio frequency. Alfred, I need you to run the scan of this room through the heat rate detector. Interior Wayne Manor night. Alfred's at the Bat computer. Coming through now. Alfred looks in close at the Bat computer screen. It appears that there is a large heat signature spike just ahead of you. Makes 6 or 7 different movements. Interior sewers night. Batman lowers the box into his pocket and turns off the radio.
Yeah, sewer hideout. Night. In a large room of 8 people, lights around the perimeter shine. Lights around the perimeter shine aim in on the center, where 4 men load boxes onto a truck. Around them, 3 others guard their rifles, and Ethan, the last, that's oddly specific, stands on the edge of the light, with his back turned to the darkness, holding a pistol. Alright, boys, let's finish up here. Boss wants these boxers out of here.
Is he referring to, like, actual Ethan, like, voicing this character? You think?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Do an Australian voice.
Alright, boys, let's finish up here. Boss wants these boxers out of here, boss.
Perfect.
Out of the city by midnight.
Perfect.
Ethan lights a cigarette, resting it on his mouth.
Uh-oh, smoking's bad, Ethan.
He is pulled into the darkness. Screams are heard. Screams are heard.
Oh, ah!
The firing of Ethan's gun provides a small flash of light in the darkness for a few seconds, showing Batman standing over him, ready to slam his fist into the manhole. One final scream is heard as the light provided by the muzzle flashes gone, and then there is silence. The guards look at each other, wondering what to do. The men carrying boxes drop them and pick up guns, aiming into the darkness. Then Ethan's cigarette rolls into the feet of the guards, and they all fire into the darkness, shooting up their only source of light in the process. The entire room falls into darkness. How many times is darkness in that paragraph? Okay,
Darkness.
This is really wordy, man. All right, all of them stop shooting. We see nothing but darkness, until Batman lunges at the men. Flickers of light flash around the barrels as their guns they attempt to fire at Batman. Grunts and screams are heard, and bullets fly around the sewers. Sounds of the guns being knocked out of their hands and breaking of bones. Everyone goes quiet for a few seconds in the darkness until one more flash of light comes from the darkness out of the gun in the darkness of the last man whose body is pushed up against the truck as he fires ahead. Every time light flashes quickly from the barrel, Batman draws nearer until he stands directly in front of him, the remaining man who looks up in fear as Batman towers over him. The last light leaves the room, and in the darkness again a thumping noise is heard again. Where's Bane? Bane, what do you... Bye. Oh, no, that's not Ethan. Bane, what do you mean?
He could be Australian.
Yeah, I guess.
Could be Tom.
Bane, what do you mean, mate?
Wait, Tom's Australian, right?
Oh, sound of bone cracking. That's you.
No, it's Tom Australian.
Sound of bone breaking.
No, oh.
Please.
You didn't answer my question though. I need to know before we continue. Tom Australian.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I'm making sure I was right. Okay. Lie to me one more time. Alright! We arranged this tunnel with some big guy a couple months ago. We've been using it for exporting ever since, man, I swear. And what might you be exporting tonight? I don't know, man. Okay, I just moved the boxes I'm told to. A body hits the floor in the darkness.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Although, take a shot every time you hear the word darkness. And
Darkness.
you'll be blackout drunk 5 minutes from now, I assure you. Exterior Gotham Central night. Batman grapples out of the sewer and reaches to the radio in his cowl. Barry! Exterior Central City night. The Flash slams a thug onto his backpack at light speed and reaches to his radio. Hey, we visited this hideout. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm a little delirious, but hey, we visited his hideout. He's running scared. It looks like he packed up in a rush. We're gonna keep asking around, see if he was provided passage out of the country by anyone. There's no way he's sticking around here. Exterior Gotham Central night. Alright, get to it then. And listen, I'm Exterior Gotham City night. No, don't say it. I'm sorry. We weren't even here, and I was criticizing you for taking charge. I'm grateful, Bruce. You are the soul of this league, and without you, well, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation now, so thank you. Exterior Gotham Central night. Oh, that's your turn.
Batman smiles beneath his cowl. Can I get a smiling sound effect?
There we go.
Batman just makes you that sound. Well then, let's get back to work. Central City Street night. Flash turns to Green Lantern, who's standing behind him. Incapacitated thugs lay around him. Well, you ready to go? Yeah. Flash and Green Lantern walk together away from the thugs. Hey, I had the strangest dream when we were knocked out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We're not homos. Well, we escaped the watchtower, but you didn't make it, and John did. Oh, so there is some logic here, I guess.
A little bit.
Your dream was, well, I guess we'll see if they go anywhere with it.
They're not.
Well, your dream was close, huh? Yeah, but why you? Of all people, why not Clark or Arthur?
Don't know. Maybe I'm the easiest one to kill with an explosion. Oh, wait, no, I need some chuckle sound effects from you.
Ha! Yuck, 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 yuck.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. You have a sick sense of humor, Barry Allen, and you are too slow.
Oh. Cue the, what's his name? Super Hot Fire. I'm not a rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
Oh, yeah. The Flash speeds ahead. Come on. Give me a little... Yeah, there you go. Of Green Lantern. Smiles.
Wink.
Exterior Port Adams night. Port Adams booms with cargo boxes stacked high and wide. Around the port, the water is still. Boats lay in the water, and some look as if they haven't been moved in years. Batman drops down between some cargo containers. He moves through a narrow pathway of them. Thunder cracks loud in the air.
Crack.
And it begins to rain. I don't know if you can do a sound effect for that. Batman moves slowly around the containers and nears a corner. Rain hits hard against his suit. Batman turns the corner. A dark figure moves past some containers, and Batman sights him. A dark figure. That might be a bit racist. I think Akash's getting a little too.
He's trying to get some social commentary.
Getting ahead of himself. Reaches to the radio. Calling all the Justice League. I found Bane. No assistance required. I'll tail him back to his camping spot. The dark figure moves around crates. Yeah, camping's good. The dark figure moves around the crates. Batman follows far behind. The figure moves left to another column of containers, and when it reaches the end and turns right, Batman follows through. As Batman goes to the corner, the dark figure jumps out from behind the corner and kicks Batman onto his back. The dark figure moves close enough to Batman to see as Captain... The dark figure moves close enough to Batman to be seen as Captain Cold. He looks over Batman as the thunder cracks a second time. Captain Cold.
Cold aims his freeze gun at Batman, and Batman kicks it out of his hand.
Ooh,
the thunder cracks a third time.
Oh,
the thunder cracks a third time. And Batman jumps to his feet. Cold throws punches at Batman and quickly picks up his gun, taking a shot at Batman. who grapples up to the top of the high-rise containers and look down at Captain Cold. Give it up, Cold. Cold holds his gun, looking up and surveying the containers. You think I have a choice, Batman? You don't understand, man. You haven't seen what I have. You don't fool me. Stop with the games. No, it doesn't matter who wins this fight. We're all going down. I'm not buying it. Oh, paragraphs. Okay. Batman drops down in front of Captain Cold. He throws a batarang at Cold, but it gets frozen in midair.
It's so long.
Cold steps back, and Batman steps forward as his frozen batarang drops to the wet ground. The thunder cracks a fourth time. Okay, and Batman punches Cold into a crate in his right,
Thank you,
causing him to drop his gun. Batman picks up the Cold and tosses him back away with the batarang. Cold lands beside it, picks it up, scrambling to his feet. He squeezes the ice tight, and it cracks. Okay. Now allowing him to use the batarang. Batman approaches. Cold moves towards Batman and uses the batarang as a knife, swinging it over, and Batman, who dodges it and tackles Cold to the wet ground. Captain Cold laughs at Batman. Picks himself up and stands over Cold. Warm blood splashes over Cold's face as he laughs. His own blood, which is now leaks from his blue suit, from his mouth. He sits up.
Gosh.
Put up a good fight, didn't ya?
Nothing personal, kid. Teleport behind you.
Nothing.
Why are you here? I'm running, Batman. They're coming for us. All of us. They're probably here now. Whom? The Cold is cut off. Oh my god. Cold is cut off by the sound of a gunshot. Okay, which goes through his head. His blood sprays against Batman's suit, and Cold's body drops to the ground. Batman looks up the shooter. A man covered in black stands at the end of the container in front of him. He runs, and Batman follows. The shooter runs up on a container, and Batman grapples behind. On top, the shooter runs toward the end of the container. Batman chases after him, and the shooter jumps to another container in front. Batman jumps, but the shooter moves far ahead, and Batman pulls a small explosive out of his belt, throwing it at the container ahead. Seconds before the shooter goes to jump again, the container ahead of him explodes, tipping to its side. He looks back at Batman before letting his body go and sliding back. When Batman arrives at the edge of the container, he looks down to see another shooter dead. Interior, Argus Prison Night. Waller puts down a small folder in front of Joker. He opens it, reading the pages inside. You really think this will work? You don't seem too shocked. I will, but if it works...
If it works, you'll be dead? The Joker chuckles.
I just did it. I'm ahead of the game.
Okay. The greatest practical joke in the history of man. How could I refuse? In the high-rise LexCorp building, guards dressed tightly in suits carry SMGs. Lights come from the windows that scattered from the walls up to the roof. Down a narrow hallway, a guard moves through. He stops to look out the window. Superman flies up in front of him and punches through the window, sending the slug back to the wall behind him. Superman flies through the window and drops to his feet to the floor. An alarm goes off with a guard goes to the hallway, shooting at Superman until he stops and looks at his left. Wonder Woman kicks him in the window. I thought we were trying to do this quietly. Waste of time. Let's go. Wonder Woman and Superman walk out of the hallway and look to the other end of the building around ahead of them. On the other end, a large door with the LexCorp logo on it. 10 guards flood out of the door, aiming their guns at Superman and Wonder Woman. The two of them look at each other and smile before Wonder Woman takes out her shield and sword, preparing to fight. They run at the guards, Wonder Woman slicing through their guns with her sword and knocking them flat with her shield. Superman crushes barrels and like Donkey Kong and breaks bones, hitting the guards hard and sending them flying backward. He hits the last guard in the room, sending him through the door, revealing a large man, Jacob, standing in the doorway.
The dreaded Jacob.
Is that Bat Bricks? With a heavy machine gun, who also fires as Wonder Woman sends her sword flying through the air and towards the large man, going through his shoulder and sending his gun backward. Superman flies through the doorway, punching the man out on his back. Wonder Woman walks through, picking up the lasso of truth with her empty hand and throws it around his neck.
Where's Luthor? We haven't seen him in days. Where is he then? No one knows. So why so much protection on the building? We were expecting the Batman to come. He attacked one of our transports a couple hours ago. Transports of what? Superman walks over. Kryptonite. We were instructed by the chief of transport to get all of our kryptonite out of our facilities. Get them out and send them where? Washington.
Dun dun!
Wonder Woman and Superman look at each other. Interior Batcave night.
Alfred walks over to Bruce Wayne and sits by the back computer with his cowl beside him. Alfred carries a cup of coffee and lowers it beside the keyboard, which Batman types fastly over.
Okay.
The blood of Captain Cold still stained over his suit. Any progress, Mr. Wayne? His name is Philip Chess, was unemployed, but worked for 5 years at...
Philip Chest?
LexCorp? Chess.
Oh.
Might be. Philip years at LexCorp? Well, this is why they call you the world's greatest detective. You just Google a guy.
Wow.
Would you like me to prepare your new suit? And find like this, Alfred? Very well then, sir. Alfred walks off. Superman and Wonder Woman walk in, walking toward Bruce at the back computer.
Busey.
He wasn't there. Bruce turns around and stands up as the two walk up to him. What? One of the guards said he hasn't been in the building in days. He also mentioned that you stopped a LexCorp transport. I did actually, but I didn't realize that the truck was LexCorp. It was too dark in there. Okay, Batman, Mr.
I thought he was a world's greatest detective. In where? In one of Bane's hideouts. I thought they might have been smuggling weapons or explosives. But if this is linked to Luthor or Bane, then there must be a bigger hand at play. One that involves us.
Dun dun.
I thought you said you found Bane. I thought so too, but it wasn't... Wait, what? I thought so too, but it wasn't him at the port. It was Captain Cold. Captain Cold? Yes, Captain Cold. And before I could get him to talk, he was shot by a former LexCorp employee who took his own life because I could get him to talk. Oh, before I could get him to talk. My mistake. So, it's all connected. Bane let Luthor's use of his tunnels to export kryptonite out of Gotham and Metropolis, and Luthor has Captain Cold killed. But why? We have to fill in the gaps, find out why Luthor wanted the kryptonite out of Gotham and Metropolis, and why we had Captain Cold killed. And what about Bane? Probably working with Luthor, or he's gone into hiding. I have Arthur searching up his other known hideouts, but he hasn't turned up anything yet. Sits back down at the back computer. I'll call Barry and Hal back. Arthur's already on his way.
But there's one more thing. Turns around in his chair. What? Looks at Superman. The kryptonite is going to Washington. Dun dun. Washington?
Turns around to the computer.
Turns around to his computer. Okay. Something is awfully wrong here. Why have Captain Cold killed and now the kryptonite taken to Washington?
I like how we've gone in and out of the Batman voice a couple times throughout this.
Of course.
Throughout this fever dream of a script, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he traded it for political favor or maybe for a pardon. A pardon, maybe the easiest way out of this mess. All charges disappear and he can walk away without a scratch. Maybe he already has walked away. It wouldn't make sense if no one has seen him since the battle. If he has, then we will find him, and he'll get the justice he deserves.
He'll get his comeuppings. But I thought you stopped the kryptonite shipment. I blew it up, but kryptonite is indestructible. Wait, so why did he bother blowing it up if it's indestructible?
Wait, did he know it was...
Yeah, yeah? Did he?
Okay, just don't worry about it. Keep going.
It's a minor detail, of course. Exactly. Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Flash walk through the door. They go toward the others. What's going on? Captain Cold is dead, killed by one of the LexCorp ex-employees, the same company which is also providing kryptonite to the government in exchange for a pardon for Lex himself. We think it's only a theory, a game theory, but it's
Thanks for watching. Okay.
But it's the most accurate theory we have. I like how they're all finishing each other's sentences. That shows how well they know each other. Yep. It's the only theory we have. Wait. Okay, never mind. Flash,
it's the most accurate theory. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Flash, Aquaman, and Green Lantern step up to the Batcomputer around the others. But why would the government want kryptonite in the first place?
A silver bullet, most likely, in case the Man of Steel over here decided to do something to make them really upset. We believe that Luthor may have already taken the deal. He hasn't been cited since the battle. And how does Bruce tie into all of this? Luthor's men use one of Bane's hideouts as a transport tunnel for the kryptonite. Sony leads on the locations of Bane? Nothing as of yet, but if Luthor arranged the tunnel with Bane, then he might have some information that could lead us to him. The tunnel arrangement was months ago, and Luthor might not have had any direct contact with Bane. But imagine all the other arrangements that could have been made. There must be something that could lead us to him. Well, I can't disagree, but first let's find Lex, and then ask the questions. But technically we can't touch Luthor unless he's committed another crime, of course? Okay.
What? Oh, whatever. But he was. He ordered the death of Captain Cold. You said ex-employee. What if Luthor wasn't involved and if Cole's death was unrelated? Then we'll have the government against us, and they'll have a reason to use the silver bullet of theirs. I agree with them, Bruce. If we turn up in the wrong, then our reputation is on the line. What do you mean? We know what he did. The entire world knows. Just because a piece of paper says that his crimes have been forgiven, does that not mean that Does that not mean that he should be brought to justice? Maybe we're wrong. Maybe there is some other motive for Lex handing all of the kryptonite to the government. I'm sorry, Bruce, but I have to agree. Is that a risk we're willing to take? I need you to sigh. Come on. There you go. I don't know. Let's not make it a risk. We need to prove that he's guilty first, and then we'll find him. And where do we start? Before Cold was shot, he said he saw something and he had to get away from all of this. Maybe he realized what he did, that the people he helped kill.
That's not like Cold. He never cared for others. He must have feared for his own life. Bruce, you mentioned the young Justice had him cornered before he froze them. Yeah? Why don't you just go back to the battleground and search for clues, gang?
Oh.
Good idea. The young Justice might be able to show us where it happened. Barry, contact Wally and arrange for them to meet us there. Sure thing. Speeds out the door. The rest of us, meet there and start looking for anything that can help us. The others walk away towards the door. Bruce turns back around to the computer. You know the arrives, Master Wayne. Alfred walks up to Bruce. You're on edge here. You're on edge here. If you are wrong, then this becomes more than just. It becomes about law. What? Okay.
Whatever. Don't question it. Bruce turns around and stands up. He picks up his cowl and puts it on. Also, by the way, I feel like after this scene, it's probably a good time to end it and have it continue on your channel.
Yes, of course.
Pretty much in the middle. We'll explain that at the end. Law, Alfred? If the government cared about law, they wouldn't have worked with a terrorist like Lex Luthor. Batman walks through the building.
Me a terrorist.
Others consider me a teacher. I know what you'll do.
Okay.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. I know what you'll do, Bruce. Batman stops and turns around looking to Alfred. They don't see it, but I do. Proof or not, you'll go after him. You're right. And then the laws will get involved. Yeah. But it won't matter because I'm not going to follow them. With or without the others. Batman continues into the Batwing. Its engines ring loud as it elevates into the air. Thank you. Alfred looks up. The blast of the engine sends his hair flying. And he signs as the Batwing leaves the cave. Isn't that just a monumental place to end? The rest of this
lovely.
beautiful script, I should say, will be continued on Lone Clone's channel. I'm going to put a little title card here so you can go click that.
It will be great.
And make sure to sub. He pretty much writes all my Batman videos with me. It's pretty much our series. It's just on my channel, but
yeah.
Go do that. Go. You don't want to miss the rest of this delicious script, do you?